So Gina and I actually went to Disney on Wednesday, and then I was at downtown Disney for most of the afternoon yesterday, and then I will be back at Disneyland, probably DCA.
Damn.
Actually, I kind of want to see one tonight, so we'll see how that goes. I mean, it's planned, but it wasn't. But I don't mind. But my feet hurt. my shins hurt. Just like I'm getting old, dude. That's just the way
Disney feet.
Yeah, that's just the way that it is. Yeah, right now I got no shoes on right now, man. I'm just chilling right now. I don't need to do it. This is the first day we're on vacation, and this is the first day that I don't have to do anything today in the morning. We'll just clean the house, but that's just normal stuff.
Nice.
You just gotta do laundry and dishes and vacuum and stuff like that. So I've been working on that this morning. Well, it's been a while since we've had the four of us here. Welcome. The last time did Anthony and I do one? Did we do one after that? We ranted about Universal, and as we record this, today's the actual public day of Universal, and I'll be damned if I haven't seen some pictures that are just like, it looked like that first pass holder preview day, man.
They're trying to control it right now.
They're trying to. They couldn't even control it during the pass holder preview. They invited me back. Did you hear that? It was run so bad they invited me back, and I was like, I ain't trying to go on a Monday and miss work for that. We talked about it before. You can go and listen to that episode, but it's cool. Aesthetically, it's pretty cool. The ride's pretty cool. It's a 45-minute ride. But let me say, here goes that guy with the snacks again. Let me say that in the realm of, and I think Gina will agree. Well, I don't know because you haven't ridden both. In the realm of Mickey's Runaway Railway and Mario Kart, Bowser's Challenge Mario Kart, whatever it's called, Mickey wins. It 100% wins. It's wow. Just wow. It was pretty cool. So where do you want to start? Do you want to start with that?
Sorry. I was like, I haven't gone on both, but Mickey and Minnie's was awesome. It was really
first
good.
of all, before you even get there, I want to hear your because we want to hear your evacuation tale. Like I went with her and we got on Wednesday, but it was the first time. It was technically the second time she's gotten on, but really only the first time she's gotten on. I kind of want to hear that tale.
So we went.
We teased it on the last episode.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we have to deliver to the 10 people that listen.
Right,
Yeah.
all 10 of them. We went on. It opened Friday. We went Saturday morning. I got a virtual queue right away. We were like boarding group 40, so pretty early. So we get there, we do our thing. They call our boarding group. 90 minutes. It was a 90-minute wait after they called our boarding group. Okay, that's fine. They don't tell you it's going to be 90 minutes. The queue is deceiving. They actually cut off a bunch of it when we went with Dan the second time. So that first time you went through every single switchback. It was intense, and it was a lot. It was very slow. It's a cool queue, but I don't want to spend 90 minutes in it. It's not a 90 minutes cool queue.
Me with Mario Kart ride. That's exactly me with a Mario Kart ride.
Yeah, and I'll be honest, I'm fine. I'm relatively healthy and I'm okay. But if you have any disabilities or you have small children, you might want to check with a CM just to see how that queue is on the inside, because it was intense. There's nowhere to sit down, hardly anywhere to lean. It was just a lot. So anyway, we go through the 90-minute queue. All right, that's fine. We get in. The pre-show, awesome. Love the pre-show, super cute. We get through. We get on our train car. Second room. Literally the second room. And it didn't just break. It hard broke. I mean, jar juice stopped. Lights came on. Voice was like, hello, hi. Please remain in your vehicle and someone will be along to get you. And everybody in our car just kind of looked at each other, and I was like, oh yeah, no, we're not finishing this ride. We're getting walked off. And my husband's like, how do you know? I said, that was a hard reset. I've never been on a ride ever at Disneyland where it jars you to a stop, the lights come on, and an immediate voice tells you, hi, we'll come get you.
The tell is kind of if the lights go on. If the lights go on, you're done.
Yeah.
Right. People that have broken down on Rise of Resistance would probably like a word, but
well, and we haven't had that yet, so it's fine. But we're like, okay. And so my husband is super excited. It is his dream to be evac'd off a Disney ride. Me, I was like,
oh yeah, he said that the other day.
He did. Like, that's all he wanted. He wanted to be evac'd. And I was like, well, I'm glad you're getting your way. I kind of would have rather it been at the end of the ride, but okay. Whatever.
He did say that in line too. He's like, well, I guess if it happens this time, maybe at the end.
I'm telling you, like, my husband is twisted, but whatever, it's fine. That's something he wanted. Glad it came true for him. So sure enough, they came around. CMs are super nice. Do you need any help getting out? Blah, blah, blah. No, we're good. So they come back around again. They have us all get out. They all gave us a fast pass, which you can use for almost anything except Rise.
And that ride again, right? You're done.
No, you can use it again.
You can use it for Mickey and Minnie's Runaway again? Or MMRR. Can we just say that? Okay, thanks.
Yeah, so here's the thing. If you're on Mickey and Minnie's when it breaks down and they give you a lightning lane thing, you can reuse it for Mickey and Minnie. But you can't use it for Rise. So we ended up having to leave. So and it was down, by the way, most of that day anyway, and we couldn't stay. So we used it for Big Thunder and we bolted. But they walked us off. They asked us not to film. So, like 4 people paid attention. I filmed, but only my shoes. I didn't film anything because I'll be honest with you, the whole shtick of that ride is the animation. It's not just the dark ride portion. Like it's the animation portion. So when it shut down and you're getting walked off, you're like, oh, look, it's a painted set. Like it wasn't anything worth filming. But we walked off and they gave us a lightning lane and we poked around what you could see of Toontown, and then we left. But the second time, it was worth it. I mean, we didn't wait 90 minutes. We waited maybe 10, maybe.
Maybe. A little bit more than 10. Maybe less than 20. Less than 20.
It went by super fast.
So I think we should go. I think we should go through that because So we ended up on Wednesday. We had planned to go. This was planned for us to go and meet up. So we gave each other, as we normally do, our party. We had each other's tickets to do the virtual queue thing. 7 a.m. that morning. I think it was Aaron that got it. So he got in and I got the notice like after I had scrolled down. No, like you're already in a group. Oh, okay, cool. One of them must have got it. So we did that. We're group like 31. I think, okay. Me not living in Orange County. I was like, I need to deal with traffic first thing in the morning. So I was thinking, okay, that probably puts us at about, an 11 o'clock, ride time, noon, early afternoon, because if it breaks down, it has to reset. I'm thinking I'm good. It literally within minutes was like 60 minutes. And well, 60 minutes, the parks they called the group the first like 30 groups, and it was like 60 minutes. 60 minutes. The park's not even open yet. How can you be on boarding groups 1 through 30 already? Like, how does that work? Or 1 through 40, I think it was. How is that even possible? So I was like, okay, I'm ready kind of anyway. So I'm going to hop on the freeway. I'm going to jump on the fast track. $15 later, I get through. I got there pretty quick. I actually got there quicker than you, which is, that's a parking choice. I don't like to give away secrets, but that was a parking choice.
Thank you. Because he apparently, sometimes significant others can't hear it from their significant other to try different things. So thank you to Dan for helping me get my husband to see the light.
She who lives in Orange County, I think I was in the park an hour before her. And I live, 30 minutes on a good day.
Well, and in my defense, I've been having some personal stuff. So I did get a little detained by some personal issues, but I'm going to go with 80% of the reason why we weren't there faster was parking choice.
I drove right into parking, no one in front of me. I went through security, no one in front of me. I got on the shuttle, 3-4 people in front of me. Got to the gate, 2-3 people in front of me. It was like, for me, perfect. It was a perfect day. I walked into the park. I had my picture taken in front of the flower bed with the fake grass. I went in. I checked out the gallery of Mr. Lincoln because right now that's a bunch of stuff for the Disney 100. It's actually pretty cool. I'm going to actually go back and check that out. And I have to tell my brother because He's going to be really into that. But that's what the gallery is in front right now. It's a bunch of Disney 100 stuff. I had my picture taken with Mickey Mouse. I got in line for all this, and she's still not in the park. That's how long it took her to.
Well, and let me tell you,
can we just clarify if we're talking about the difference between parking at Toy Story and the parking at the structures?
Yeah.
Okay.
100%.
So the age old discussion.
Well, I didn't want to discuss it because, like, if you know any of us, you know, like that's where you park. Bottom line, that's where you park.
The discussion is that there's no discussion.
Yeah, exactly.
My husband has a hard head, and I'm like, let's just try this. And he's like, meh, meh, meh. And so finally, Dan told him, and my husband's like, okay, next time. And I'm all, bro. But when we got in line, there were so many people at the gate, and then I don't know why, but I never picked the right line, and I ended up behind a party of like 12 who only spoke Chinese. So I'm like, I told my husband, I'm like, you wait in this line, I'm jumping into another one, and let's see if the other one moves faster. I mean, no shade, like they have to get in the park, but there was a problem with their tickets. So it was like, now we're trying to like fix a problem with their ticket in Chinese when the only people who spoke Chinese was the party of 12 and no CMs. So I was
and there's a quote for that, and I think Anthony will get this one. You chose poorly. Right?
Yes, I did.
Little Indiana Jones shout out as we wait for the new indie film.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, after all that, when they finally got in, now mind you, I'm not going to advocate this, but our time to return had already come and gone. Like it says return on there. It says return by like 9:18. Now, mind you, at 7:30 in the morning, we were called to go board. Like, so it was like, we're not going to get there either way. We're not going to get there.
Yeah,
so
and the park wasn't even open.
Yeah, we weren't stressing about it too bad, but later on, it had been like, dude, we missed that time by a solid hour.
Screenshot that.
Yeah. So we went back there with the full intent of not to be an ass, because that's not who we are. But if they're going to say anything to us about, like, come on, man, we got called before the park was even opened. The line and there was a noticeable difference. She sent me a picture of the line that she had to get into the park versus what I had, and it was insane. It's almost as if the trams dropped off a shit ton of people at the entrance, and they all went to the gate as opposed to the bus, which was there earlier. Imagine that.
Unheard of.
So we were just gonna say, come on, like, this is what it was. We were here, but we couldn't get into the park. We couldn't park, and then we couldn't get past the gate because of this stuff. No one, and I don't advocate it. Like this circumstance, yes. Don't be an ass and they're like, oh, my return time is 9:18 a.m. I'm going to go at 11 o'clock at night. That's being an asshole. No, we were like, no, these things really did hold us up. She even was like, if we want to go. No, we plan to come together. I'll wait. Like, we'll get in. And at that point, they were like, we've had it, Dan. If we're going to do any kind of arguing, you can do it. Okay.
I
literally just pulled my stuff out and showed it, and they just let me in. So
he just handled it. He just we just walked right in.
Yeah, I just realized what I said. Thank you, Anthony. But no, it wasn't an issue. They look to make sure you have it. Of course, the lightning lane thing loaded, so the QR code had loaded. I don't even think they looked at the time, which is fine because it wasn't busy. Now I had heard later people were like, "Oh, the entrance, the line to get in went all the way back to the Toontown gate." We didn't have that. We walked right up to the ride, and it was just like we got in, and then they had explained to me about all the switchbacks and all that, and I saw them, but we didn't wait through all that. I took a video of the queue, which is doing pretty well right now on all the social media platforms. It's cute. To be honest, though, I wish I had a little more time in the queue to kind of catch everything, because that's the only drag about going through so fast. Is
because you really like glazed by a lot of stuff that was like in the bottom, like cabinets and stuff,
because we were walking that fast.
Right. Yeah, no. If you had been going through there in a long line, though, you never would have. It would have been too long of a video.
I would have chopped it up some more.
Right.
And I did. Chopped up now. I chopped it down to 3 minutes to hit the TikTok kind of time. But and I'm surprised that a 3-minute video is getting that many views, but it is. So good for me, I guess. But that's not the point.
I watched the video. I mean, you can see a lot of cool stuff. Yeah. You can't really see a lot of details and stuff, but I've seen it in other people's photos. But it was a cool walkthrough. I mean, I liked it. I mean, it gave me a sense of what the queue is like. And if I could just give my opinion, I like the queue better than the ride. Based on the video.
Okay.
Opinions based off videos later.
Right. Yeah. I think you have to ride this ride to get that one. To get that one through. Like it's different. So,
that's my opinion.
Yeah. So I mean, the ride was cool. I mean, the little details. We caught some of them. The cash registers. One of them said $11.18, and the other one said $19.28. And I told them, oh, you know what those dates are? And they know what 1928 was. No, I feel like I know 11/18, and so that's actually Mickey's quote unquote birthday.
Mickey's birthday, yeah.
Yeah. So 11/18/1928, the release of Steamboat Willie. But it was cool. The queue is definitely it's super cool. I don't want to wait 90 minutes for that ride, but on a good day, 45 to an hour on a good day when it opens up for regular stuff is like, yeah, it's worth it. It's Rise, comparable to Rise, and I think the queue is actually cuter than Rise. There's not a lot to see within the Rise queue. Most of it being outside, and then once you get in with the cave stuff.
In the Rise queue.
Yeah, that's true.
And I'll be honest, like that makes a difference because when you can sit for a second, even if it's just for a couple of minutes as you're scooting, it made a difference because when we stood in that line for 90 minutes, I felt it. It was definitely painful.
It can get on that back arthritis, I see, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about in the 3 weeks.
I'll be honest with you. If I was struggling in any way, like I would just the scooters that you can rent either from Disney or outside fit in the queue. So you don't have to go through, they're all ADA now. So you could just sit on the scooter, and the people who had their scooters were doing fine for their 90 minutes through the queue, and those of us we were like, ow, that was painful.
Das seemed to skip a lot of that though. Did Das skip any of the queue?
No, they made the queue ADA compliant now. So just like at Cars, well, at Cars they have the other, like you get to a point and you go off for Cars.
No, but there were people that came in another side that I assume were the DAS pass.
I guess it depends. Like if you're going with the wheelchair but don't have the the DAS for them to scan it, the line is regular like a standby. But the lightning lane is supposed to be for the DAS.
Oh yeah, that was the lightning lane line. That's what that was.
Yeah, that was the lightning lane on the other side.
I hope it's better. I hope it's better accessible for like a motorized wheelchair than the line for Little Mermaid, because I remember watching this woman on the outside queue where you make like a switchback.
Oh, those turns are.
I remember. Yeah, she had to take like a 90-point turn to turn the corner in one of the turns there, and everybody behind was getting so frustrated.
Yeah, I think they changed it. I think now on Little Mermaid, you go in through the exit and they can slow down the ride on that side. I don't think you have to go through the other queue anymore. I think they don't want anybody having to do the...
No, they've been too many people jammed up in that corner.
It reminds me of Austin Powers, that Austin Powers where he's in the car
yes.
trying to turn around.
That's how it felt. That's how it felt where that woman was trying to turn around. I was like, no.
It's totally not their fault.
Yeah, so I don't think they skip any part of the queue. The complaint you hear about the assisted pass at Universal with the Mario Kart ride is you miss the queue. Like you miss a significant portion. You miss the best part of the queue, which is the castle itself.
Yeah,
once you go into Bowser's Castle. So that sucks for them. So that was the thing. The ride itself is very much like Rise. The technology is the same there. It is a lot of screen, but it's big rooms on this screen stuff with some added 4D kind of effects.
Can I add that I got more of a Luigi's feel from watching the video?
That's why I said at the beginning, when it comes to putting the two together, Mickey wins. Because I see what you would say, and having ridden both, I got that feeling too. But Disney killed it just with the sheer size of it.
Because I have haven't ridden Rise, so I have no comparison with Rise, but I have watched the video.
Yeah.
But as far as what the ride vehicle does and the movements that it does, it has much more of a Luigi's feel to it because it feels like sometimes that the ride vehicle looks like it's dancing.
Because at one point it was.
Well, there is
that's literally what you were doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see that. I still think of
it was like Luigi's, but on the size, on the scale of Rise.
Yes, I still think Rise is the better ride. I still think Rise is the better ride, but MMRR is it's really fun. Like, I can't wait to take my kids, like, at all, because they've been in school this week, so I went because I was able to get away and didn't know what was going to happen. But I can't wait to take them. They're thoroughly going to enjoy it. This is worth it. It's worth it. And a 45 to 60 minute wait, yeah, not a problem. I will cap Mario at a 45. If it's anything more than 45, I won't do it. That's kind of what I think. But they're comparable. But I still think, like I said, Mickey wins. But I see what you're saying with the tech. Both of them are really good rides.
I've watched ride throughs on both of them. I have no interest in either of them. Because you describing the whole shooting thing, I feel like you could definitely go on Mario Kart without even using the visor. And still enjoy it. And I would still enjoy it just as much as I would with the visor because I don't care about the coins. Because I wouldn't be the one trying to get the coins. I found that ride to be incredibly boring though, and for what's supposed to be a Mario Kart ride, there's no sense of speed at all.
No, that's true. There's no sense of speed.
But that being said, I also feel from watching the ride through of Mickey's Runaway Railway that I get no sense that you're on a train. Zero sense that you're on a train. The only thing that I found that ride to be incredibly boring as well. I hope that actually going on it would be a different sensation. The only thing I really enjoyed about that ride is Goofy appearing at the end and not really knowing that you were gone, and it gives me a whole vibe of that one
Mickey's trailer.
Mickey's trailer.
Yeah.
Brought you down safe and sound. That was the only thing that brought me any joy about that ride was me thinking about Goofy saying that. Because otherwise, I found that ride to be incredibly boring. I don't feel like you're on a train.
Catch the storyline. The storyline is actually that's why you feel that. Because the storyline, and I'm not going to give the complete thing away, but the storyline is you are on a train. Because when you board, you are on a train.
I just don't think that ride is what they said it was going to be originally.
So I've watched it. I've watched it on ride throughs, like from Florida when I've watched live streamers, and then being on it. And I will be honest with you, it is completely different. It is one of those rides where you have to physically be in it to appreciate it more. Just watching a ride through is not. You lose a lot.
Your eyes will definitely visualize something totally different.
And when you're moving on the ride and like you're feeling the wind on the ride, you need that in order to fully experience it. Whereas just watching it on a ride through, it is absolutely boring. I was like, this ride doesn't look like much. But then when I was on it, it's different.
It still doesn't seem like the ride they originally made you when it was first announced for Florida. It still doesn't seem like the ride that I thought it was going to be. But that being said, I think another reason why I have a problem with the ride is that it uses that goddamn animation that I can't stand. Fuck that animation. Fuck it, it's big old asshole because I cannot stand that animation. Why couldn't it just be regular goddamn fucking Mickey, Minnie, Goofy? Why does it have to be that shitty fucking animation of the new fucking Mickey Mouse? Why couldn't it just be regular old Mickey Mouse? Like we were playing, we got Dreamlight Valley because it was on sale on PlayStation. And at least it's regular Mickey in that game and not this shitty ass animation that looks like it came from the minds of Ren and Stimpy, but like ruined all of the Disney characters. Okay, I'm done.
Oh my God, Ren
not
and
made
Stimpy.
for kids.
Not the Ren and Stimpy.
And then the funny thing is when you exit the ride and back into Toontown, you see the classic characters. You don't see what you just saw on the ride. So it's kind of a throw off.
Well,
Like,
I've made no secret that I can't stand that animation style of
that goes back to
the fact that they love that using it so much. I don't understand. And like I said, I'm so glad that they decided not to use that on Dreamlight Valley, because I would have been so mad if they popped up on there and it was that animation too. I would have been like, no.
I was gonna buy that game.
Or if Kingdom Hearts 4 ever comes out and they decide to use the animation on that, I will boycott Kingdom Hearts 4 if they decide to ever bring that animation Kingdom Hearts 4. No, I don't like it. I don't like it. If they had made Mickey's Runaway Railway with actual Mickey, Minnie, Goofy, Donald, all the gang, like in their classic forms, I may have appreciated the ride a little bit better. But that goddamn fucking animation just takes me out of it, and it makes me feel like I'm just watching a shitty animated ride.
He went in prejudiced. Anyway,
you gotta use animation, it's gonna happen.
So the ride was where Gag Factory obviously used to be, and it will empty into right now it's all covered up, it's all curtained off, but it will empty into a gift shop is what it looks like it's actually gonna do. The rest of Toontown,
what does it empty into now?
The Gag Factory still.
Yeah, it's the Gag Factory, but like it exists.
Different.
You can tell it's going to be a gift shop, and they already have up some artwork and posters and stuff that are kind of, some of it's.
So right now you just empty through it. You just exit through an empty room.
No, it's not an empty room. Like you can tell it is a room, but they curtain it off so you can't see.
It's like Buzz Lightyear. You go down the hallway, but then you can go in the gift shop.
Like that time Bing Bong all turned off.
It's not a hallway. Like you exit the ride through a hallway, but the actual exit that they put you through, it's not a hallway, and you just come out a door. You can tell this is going to be the shop.
Yeah, they
like
have it all
Mario too. Mario empties out into the shop. You have to walk through the shop to get out.
But at least that shop is open.
Yeah. So where Buzz, you can go either way. You can go into the shop, or you can stick to the hallway on the right and just go out the door. That's not like that.
So let me get this straight. What you're saying is, Dan, is Disney half-assed it again, and they opened a ride without the exit gift shop even being finished.
Well, yeah. I mean, that was, yeah.
Okay, shocker.
I won't lose sleep over that at all. The rest of Toontown. So the fountain obviously is gone. The tracks are gone. It's just a
yeah. Can we talk about real fast why they took out that fountain and put AstroTurf or whatever the hell that is that they put there?
Yeah, I think it's just a little mini play area for kids. They probably had too many kids trying to climb into the fountain that was there.
As opposed to the last 20, 30 years of it being there?
I have to say, I actually like the grass area, because when we were there with Dan so much, but when we were there before, there were a lot of people enjoying that space. Little
in
kids.
Pictures it looks tacky.
Well, you know what? There's park benches, and then you could just sit on the grass. There is shade. I know that was like.
They're pretty much somewhere to sit finally.
So what it is, it's no. What do you mean? There's some place to sit finally? There's always
if you think
across the way when you come up on your left hand side when you come into Toontown, there was a park right there that had benches and stuff.
It was super small though.
Yeah, so they're just emulating that. They're just recreating.
Yeah, so I think it's more of the Central Park feel. Because having the one that, well, my kids are older now, but when they were younger, we did spend a lot of time in Toontown because there was an age where they had to run around. It was like, you can only do lines so much, you got to run around. And I think this allows for that in just an open area with the seating. Because I know that little park is nothing, man. And you could never find a spot to sit there. Never find a spot to sit there. I'd always end up trying to find a spot over at Goofy's house,
for a seat you're about to go to.
Yeah, which isn't open right now. So it's the only land in the place that allows kids who are younger like that, 5, 6 years old, let's say 3 to 5, 3 to 6, to run around and just have to get out that energy. from having to stand in line all day, and it's needed. It 100% is needed, even if it's just that. Like the stupid little thing. I mean, the little slide and the things that climb on a Goofy. It's dumb. It's no better than any kind of little mini playground. But both of my kids had a blast just climbing all over stuff and doing that.
Yeah, but it looks
And it
cool.
wasn't even enough for the kids either.
No, it wasn't. It was too
Yeah.
small.
And sometimes, like when you're there with little kids, I don't know, it's like when you have a puppy, they get the zoomies and they just gotta go. And this gives them the opportunity to do that in a space that's super kid friendly. Because let's be honest, Disney is not that kid friendly. I know
It's
that
hard plastic everywhere.
yeah, everybody wants to talk about like, oh, it's for kids. Disney is not for littles. Like if you have a kid who's like toddler preschool age, they need a space where you can just like let them go for a little bit in a safer
They're
environment.
literally better off
Grand.
in Camp Snoopy.
Yeah.
I won't degrade myself that low. I won't go that low.
Wow.
I've got the kid who at 2 years old with a boot on because he broke his leg, jumped out of his stroller and took off running. That's my kid. He needed that. He needed that time to just, I'm going to get out and run around. And Toontown always provided that. Anytime we went as a family, I knew there was always, I'm going to spend some time in Toontown. So what I did was I let them run around.
Feet break too.
and somebody was able to watch the kids, and somebody else went to go get a thing of popcorn and one of those lemonade slushies. And that was our break. Especially if it was during the day and it was kind of hot out, because Goofy's, at least it was shaded a little bit, so they could run around and do that. And it's just what's needed right now. The rest of it, though, to move on from this, because I'm over it, it doesn't look any different. Like the jail is still there. Roger Rabbit is still painted. It does look fresh, but it's no different.
It's like they freshened it up and they like gave it some love. I mean, they didn't revamp it in any way that like made them have to do much except, give it a zhuzh, but I think it looks fresher and happier. And the kids that's another thing. The kids were running all through the little inside where you can go through the post office, and they were doing all the little, pulling up the things and running around. And that's what I loved about Toontown, is that it was always so interactive, and all of the stuff works on that side now. None of it's broken. They fixed it all. So I'm excited for what the rest of Toontown's going to look like when they finally.
That part's open. The other half, which is going to be Goofy's house, the expanded Donald's boat. I don't know about the coaster because that was all. It's all blocked off, but you can see it's in construction. That's in construction. I'm assuming Mickey and Minnie's house. That's all currently behind walls and under construction. So once you get past where the ride is, where El Capitan Theater is, then that's all the stroller parking right now. And so there's nothing really to see on that side right now.
Just that rain delay backed them up pretty much.
Right. So that's the next thing I was going to mention, is that we had so much rain that they delayed the opening a few weeks. And they were actively working on it. I mean, we actually saw employees on what I think was Goofy's house actually up on scaffolding, like doing things. So they're actively working on it right now. But that was our trip there. After that, Oga's, we stopped at Oga's to get a drink because Gina and her husband just needed a drink because it was a hell of a morning. So
it's been a 2023 for me.
We did that. So I ended up getting on Haunted Mansion because it's now the original one. It had said a 20-minute wait, but then the time jumped up when I was in line, so I waited maybe like 30 minutes. No, and that's like, I normally wouldn't do that. I was already there though. I normally wouldn't wait 30 minutes for that, but I was already there. And I love that ride. So whatever. Did you see they added a piece to it? They apparently added a vampire bat in the endless corridor. I didn't even notice that. If I go tonight and I get on it, I'm going to have to check that out. Yeah, it's a concept piece from Mark Davis when he designed it, when he was just doing sketches for it. So right next to the Donald chair, there's a pet vampire bat in a cage right there. So I'm going to have to look for that.
You have to get that one.
Yeah. Right. When I go and check that out.
When you get a stoppage right there.
Right. So then I ended up, she had a reservation at Trader Sam's, so they took off for that. I ate lunch, and then I went to go get my Magic Key shot because I told you, and I've been saying this for years, anytime they're going to offer me something for free, I pay enough damn money for my pass that I'm going to go get it. So I went and I got my Magic Key shot with Bruno in it and took a couple other shots. Then I rode on Star Tours and I got
we don't talk about that.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Okay. Anyway. So, anything else to add about that day, Gina?
No, we went to Trader Sam's and it was great. We happened to get reservations, but they were doing walk-ups, which is rare for inside, but you had to wait like an hour, which isn't bad for inside Trader Sam's. It's not my favorite place in the whole world, but it's my husband. My husband loves it there. And then after we went to use the last of our tabs for the Lunar New Year, and we had the little orange mousse cake. It was pretty. I think it was more pretty than it was good. And then we had the spicy dan dan noodles. Those were so good. And we ate that quesadilla egg roll. It was all right. I mean, I don't know if it was like something to write home about. And then my husband tried the lavender matcha coffee. He said it was good. I don't like matcha, so I'm going to have to trust him on that one.
Nothing about that sounds good.
Yeah, it does nothing for me. I don't do tea. I don't do matcha. I don't want lavender in my food. And then we got the banh mi and we split that. And we didn't finish like all of the food. We just wanted to like do a sampling of the last of the Lunar New Year because it's my favorite festival.
You were there on the last day.
Yeah, we were there on the last day. And I'll be honest, like it's my favorite festival. So like I love the food there. And then we listened to, they had like a live musical, like there were 3 ladies who were playing different musical instruments. So we listened to them for a little bit and then we left for the day, but it was great. I'm excited for the next festival at DCA. I really love their food festivals.
Food and wine.
I'm looking forward to that. And I'm looking forward to them changing the Soarin' back to the way it needs to be, which is over California. Thank you.
What is that happening?
During Food and Wine, they were putting it at Soarin' over California for the Food and Wine Festival.
Wow. Cool.
Which is my favorite because Soarin' over the world is, we're in California. It's California adventure.
So Lunar, go ahead. Oh, yeah. Anyway, Lunar, I went 2 weeks ago. I went 2 weeks ago and spent my Sunday doing the Lunar New Year thing. I had all the food. It is my favorite festival too. I used my 6 tabs in the day. Of course, checking what things cost so I get the most out of my tabs. I had the dan dan noodles. I had the quesadilla egg roll, which tastes like the taco. It's just an egg roll. I mean, it was good, but it wasn't like, oh, wow.
I think the tacos are better. If we're being honest, I think the tacos were much better.
The red spiced chicken finger bites. Oh, those were amazing.
Those were so good.
We had a bao, and I had bao last year too, and I remember not liking it last year. It was much better this year, but I think the bao wasn't fully cooked the last time I had it because it was too gummy. So we had that, the noodles. My daughter wanted the red raspberry oat milk tea, which actually was surprisingly very good. And I was like, I can drink that because it's oat milk. So I had that and shared that. We had that. And then, of course, a macaron. We had the purple sweet potato macaron, which I had last year too, and it was always really good. We also did order from Paradise Garden Grill. We ordered the shrimp lo mein. I'm not a fan of seafood, so I'm not really a fan of shrimp, but the lo mein itself was really good. It was actually really good. And then I had the dak bulgogi, I think is what it's called, which is basically just Korean fried barbecue chicken. So here's the thing. And I've had, and Michael knows this, a lot of chicken is sold at Disneyland. Disneyland does chicken like all over the place. And it's good. But here's my complaint. My complaint is that because a lot of times it's such a big piece of chicken, like if you have like this the barbecue sauce on it, you can't taste it. You get it in the bite with the skin, and then the chicken inside is just chicken. This would have been better cut up and then, mixed in with the barbecue sauce, and then I would have enjoyed. I enjoyed it because the chicken's always good. It's always tender, but like the sauce was good. I wanted more of the sauce, and that's my complaint about that. They need to do that.
If they would have marinated it.
Yes, if it would have been marinated in that sauce, then it would have been good. Honestly, same for the stuff at the soon to be closed French Market. The same thing. If it was marinated a little bit more, it would have been good. But I have the same complaint about Universal and their chicken. It's good. It's the chicken is one of the best things on the menu, but it really needs to be like, if you're gonna have this, marinate the whole damn chicken.
That's just quick service. You can't do nothing about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
Ain't got time for that shit.
Yeah, it was good. It was good.
It ain't no Doc's chicken.
No. So okay, that's how we ended up doing that kind of stuff. And then I did watch the processional, the Mulan Lunar New Year processional. Those processionals now run the entire length of the parade route at DCA. So the show that happened at 4:15 or whatever it was, we were on that side anyway, so we found a little, how those gates over there, the fence line along outside the seating area for boardwalk, and they jet in at places. That's where we were. We're standing there. We had a nice spot for it, and at 4:30, wondering why hasn't this damn thing started yet? Me not forgetting that it actually starts on the other side and goes the whole length of the parade route, which is cool. But at the same time, because it spreads out the crowds, but it does make it a longer wait time for the parade. So that was pretty cool.
How long has it been going that long? That far?
They did that with that one, and whatever the last one was, Viva Navidad did it too, I believe. And I didn't get to catch Viva Navidad, but I believe it went the whole length too. And I think that might have been the first one that they did the whole length of the route.
Back when last time I remember, back when I was doing Lunar New Year, it wasn't a processional. It was just a parade. It was just they came out and they did a performance and then they left. That's
kind of what it had been up until this year.
Mm-hmm.
And it turned around over.
Oh, so that's brand new. Okay.
It turned around over by the lighthouse, where the lighthouse is in front of the Little Mermaid. Before you start kind of walking the pier area, that's where it kind of turned around and then came back the other way. So, but yeah, this year it's different. It goes the whole length of the parade route, and the show was only a couple minutes long.
Do that. It just went to there in front of Paradise Gardens.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Remember, and then they used to do the performance, the whole performance. They would do the different sections.
Yeah.
They would come out and do their thing, and then they would just be all right there contained, and then they would turn around and go back the way they came.
I
just
think
because God would only come out so far, and then they would turn around and go back.
I think because they, it seems like maybe they added more to the processional.
Well, that would make
procession
sense.
Itself that they do that, because I remember it being a little longer than because it seemed to break it up into like Asian countries. And say, oh, this is the one from this country, and this is from this.
Well, it's always been that. It's always been that.
Has it? Okay, I don't know. It just seemed longer this time.
Except for when they first started, they would all be in a line in front of the Paradise Gardens entrance, and then each nationality group would come out into the middle, do their performance, and then fade back into the rest of the group, and then the next country would come out and do their performance, and then they would fade back in. That's how they did it.
Soul Train.
Yes.
So anyway, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was always fun.
Yesterday, I ended up at Downtown Disney for a failed work thing, but I ended up doing some time. I ate at Splitsville, which I've never eaten there. I don't eat in Downtown Disney much because I can't be bothered to leave the park to go get something to eat. Earl of Sandwich actually didn't have a line. Earl of Sandwich did not have a line both times that I passed yesterday. Yeah, or it was very minimal. So that was kind of cool. But Splitsville, it was not busy. I actually made a reservation for Splitsville when I was home about 11 o'clock in the morning for 12:45, and it wasn't busy. The food was pretty good. I just had a hamburger. I had their basic hamburger, and fries.
Is it better than a Disneyland hamburger?
I'm gonna go with yes. I'll send you a picture of it. But I did enjoy the hamburger. I would eat there again. Even and I actually went with a couple of students because of something that was supposed to happen there at the Disneyland Hotel that they attended, and I just kind of was a chaperone for it. But they had just the kids' chicken tenders, and I think that was 4 tenders. It was 4 tenders and fries, and they were like, that was like more than enough food, for us. And
I've never
eaten. Salads look pretty big. I have never eaten it there either, and I was like, I'll eat here again.
It's been there all that time.
Yeah,
I remember when it opened.
Me too, and I remember it being super busy.
So even had good cast member discounts.
Yeah,
and still never there.
Well, Magic Key holders do get 10% off there, so my meal was paid for, but you do get 10% off. So did that, and then I wandered into the hotel. The hotel has.
That's a long wander.
Well, I was there for hours. So no, and I went into the hotel, not the Disneyland hotel. I went to Grand California, excuse me, which is close. I went to the entrance next to where Catal is on that side right there.
Oh yeah, it's by the dress shop.
Yeah, they have a display right now of like the backdrop is the castle, but then they have the characters, the Fab Five, made out of Rice Krispies and covered in fondant.
Mm-hmm.
And there are there's 5 hidden Mickeys on it, and we spent time trying to find all 5 hidden Mickeys, and we did actually. But it's cool. It's cool looking. You should check it out. The medallions are everywhere. Those big 100 ones. And I was a sucker yesterday, and I ended up buying some of the big silver ones. There are 4 for $20, and there's eventually supposed to be 100 of them. I can't tell you I'm going to buy 100 of them. That's probably not going to happen.
If the machines are working.
I didn't have a problem with it. The one in the hotel, the Grand California, worked just fine. I probably will pick up the Star Wars ones tonight. Because they're at the park. We'll see. What's that?
Those ones look sweet. Some of the medallions. Yeah, I really like that. Like I really would like to go and do that. Especially they're all over the hotels. Like a big egg hunt.
Yeah, that's what it is. And so when you do it, like they're $6 a piece or 4 for $20. And you get to pick what you want. You don't have to get each machine. I believe has 4 of them. Yeah. You don't have to get one of each. You can get whatever you want. So I think I got Bambi. I got Olaf. I can't even remember the other 2 off the top of my head. But if I wanted 2 Olafs, I could have gotten 2 Olafs. Stuff like that. You get to pick what you want, and it just drops down, into the coin slot, into the catcher thing. So, that was pretty cool. I went and checked out the big Mickey statue at the end over there by where ESPN Zone was, and then I forgot I had actually had a reservation yesterday because I thought at one point I thought I was going to end up being there all day, so I made a reservation. Said if I have to be there all day for this thing, then I'm going to spend some time in the park. Nope, it ended up I only going to be there for a couple of hours. Forgot to cancel the reservation, so since I didn't want to strike, I literally walked into DCA and walked right out because I was like, I'm not trying to catch this strike. It's fine. Nothing happened. I just I don't want to strike, so I literally walked in. Oh, have a nice day. Okay, thank you, and then walked right out.
A lot of people have to do that. I wish that Disney gave you the option of same day cancellation. I understand why they're doing reservations. I'm not mad about that. It would just be nice because sometimes you wake up on the day of and life has happened and you can't go. And I know you get 3 strikes until they freeze your pass and you can't make reservations, which is stupid. But I understand why they're doing it. I just wish you had that option.
So I've been to the park a lot recently. Sorry. Just been. Cafe Orleans was last week on my restaurant challenge. I've never eaten at Cafe Orleans. One of the restaurants that just didn't do, and part of the reason we're doing this challenge. I had the braised short rib. Pretty good. My knife cut right through it like butter. It was that tender. So I was like, oh, wow. That's super tender. And then the pommes frites were really good. My daughter had the Monte Cristo. I know people go back and forth with the Monte Cristo. I've actually never had one. So I tried hers and was pleasantly surprised. I actually enjoyed it. I guess everybody's rant has always been like, well, it's half the size now that it used to be. That's still a lot of damn food. It's still a lot of damn food.
Pro tip about the pommes frites, though. Those are the same pommes frites that they serve at Club 33. So you ate something that is served at Club 33.
Yeah, and it definitely was. This is not counter service.
They come from the same kitchen.
Yes. So okay, I'd imagine all of that would. So yeah, I would order the Monte Cristo. I thought it was actually pretty good. My brother had the chicken, which was also pretty good. The baked cheese, I didn't touch that because cheese. And then I got a Caesar salad appetizer that was disappointing.
Oh.
It was a lettuce wedge. It was a lettuce wedge dressed up to look like it was a Caesar salad, and basically
was it supposed to be a lettuce wedge? I mean, because that is a thing.
It didn't. I guess so, but it doesn't indicate that on the menu. No, it's not advertised as a lettuce wedge. It literally says Caesar salad.
Yeah, it's advertised as a lettuce wedge salad if they're gonna give you a fucking lettuce wedge salad.
They gave me 3 of them, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?" Okay, but I tried to eat it anyway, and then I'm fully aware that Caesar dressing is made of anchovy, but it had said on the thing, it's kind of deceiving because it says Caesar salad and then it says anchovy roasted tomato and herb tostini. I was like, okay. So they serve this thing up, and it looks like I got these lettuce wedges and basically bruschetta. So I was like, okay. So I chopped away. I actually cut the freaking lettuce wedge with a knife to even freaking eat it. So I was like, okay. And then I ate the tostini, and I was like, oh my god, this is really salty. Oh, they put the anchovy on top of it. It wasn't any kind of cut up. Wow. It literally was it roasted it on top of it, and I was like, I can't eat this. It's so freaking salty. Like, it was beyond salty. And then my daughter tried one and was like, Dad, I can't. I'm like, that's fine. Just take those off and eat the rest of the thing if that's what you want. Because the tomato in the toast was fine. Do not recommend. Do not recommend the Caesar salad. But the rest of it was all really good. Creme brulee for dessert. And $80 later, I had dinner.
Hey, the pictures look good, though.
Yeah, they did. The food was good. The actual entree was really good. And then
did you by any chance get your mint julep refills?
I didn't get a refill. I didn't even think about that. But the mint julep
you get free refills with the mint julep.
Sucker! I should have drank it. Okay, next time I'll eat there again. We enjoyed it enough that I will eat there again. So I'm gonna get 4 of them next time, Michael, just for you. And I will. And then I'll pee my pants on the way to go watch the fireworks. But that's okay.
I actually prefer. I prefer Cafe Orleans to Blue Bayou, and any day of the week. I know people love Blue Bayou because it's like the ambiance and everything, but I'll be honest with you, like, I've eaten at both, and I prefer to eat at Cafe Orleans. I like to eat outside and watch everybody kind of walk by, and you see a lot of the performers and stuff who walk around, and the food is really good. I've never had a real issue with that. So yeah, I like Cafe Orleans too.
I love Blue Bayou, but the last time I ate in there, it was a little too dark. Like, I couldn't even see my food.
The food was not great. We ate there, I don't know, I want to say the end of last summer, and the food wasn't awesome. I felt it was just wildly overpriced, and I know, okay, it's theme park food, but like, there are parts in the theme park that are not a corn dog. Like, you go there and you're expecting a better restaurant experience, like the Blue Bayou.
Paid for.
Yeah, exactly. And so we honestly, we were not impressed enough that if I never ate there again, I'd be okay with it. I would rather leave and go eat at Naples or Uva Bar or anywhere in downtown over and pay that, and have a couple drinks and as opposed to be in Blue Bayou. If I'm going to do a sit down inside Disney, Cafe Orleans over Blue Bayou for sure.
Yeah, Blue Bayou being super quality, like, it has gone the way of the good Disneyland hamburger.
Been hearing about this fucking burger for 5 years now.
Hey, Dan, you haven't eaten at Carthay al fresco, have you?
No, that's one of the ones next on the list. We couldn't grab anything the day that you were there.
Yeah.
So that's why we booked Cafe Orleans.
Let me know when you want to go, and like, let's all go together, because like, literally, that is my absolute favorite. So if I never eaten the Carthay restaurant part, I don't really care, because some of the food's a little too bougie for me anyway. But the bar, that lounge is my jam. I absolutely love it there. We got the cheese plate, and it was very filling. It was really good. So
you'd really like 1901 then.
I'm sure if I could find somebody to get me in there, I'd be in. But yeah, Carthay al fresco. I like to sit in the bar, not outside. I like to sit in the lounge part. But it is probably my favorite place inside the parks right now.
I'm down. Sundays are probably going to work, but Sundays until the end of March are going to be busy because of softball. So looking into April, and then of course my summertime is wide open. My summertime is wide open. So Michael's gonna love this one, but the next restaurant we have booked is the infamous River Bell, because we're trying to eat at everything. So we're gonna
good luck, man.
I heard the breakfast at River Bell wasn't bad.
Maybe we'll do breakfast. I don't know.
Yes. Hey, if that hasn't gone the way of the Disneyland, the good Disneyland burger, then River Bell has always had the most amazing breakfast. It used to be one of the only things that sorry. Yeah. Speaking of, that's what I was just about to say. The breakfast at Riverbell was one of the only things that ever used to get Diggs up early to go to Disneyland with me in the morning.
Yeah.
Was promise of the Mickey pancakes.
Yeah, I have not eaten there in
or
years. But I remember
any of the breakfasts at Riverbell always used to be amazing. I can't say anything about them now. The only place they probably rivaled Riverbell for breakfast was probably Carnation. So that pretty much tells you, or
the character breakfast is good.
Or Rock Roasters. So I mean, if you, I highly recommend that if you're going to go to Riverbell, that you go in the morning. That would have made me say differently. Is I don't know if they're still serving the barbecue at night, or did they get rid of that?
I haven't looked at the menu. To be honest, I didn't even look at the menu before we went to Cafe Orleans.
Like a wannabe.
What's that, Michael?
It's still kind of like a wannabe Thunder Ranch.
Okay, because after Big Thunder Ranch closed, they turned Riverbell at night into a wannabe barbecue. But apparently, it's apparently still that. Then I mean, it was fine. I went there and tried some of the barbecue. It wasn't exactly like Big Thunder barbecue, but it was passable as barbecue. It's better than some barbecue. Let's put it that way. It's better than Lucille's.
That's
not long ago when I was severely disappointed in the quality of the food at Lucille's. But I mean, it was decent. So I used to get some amazing desserts a few years ago there from Well, at night they had that they had a what was it, a maple bacon bundt cake that was just oozing sauce. But things like that you can find at Riverbell. But if you're gonna go to Riverbell for a one-time thing, breakfast. It's 100% you got to go for breakfast. And I hope
maybe I will ask them about that to switch it out.
Yeah, so I'm looking at the menu for dinner. You can get a lovely warm pimento cheese and biscuits, which is right up your alley, Dan, with that dairy.
I don't know what people's fascination with cheese is, honestly.
I love cheese, so
no, that's fine too. I actually do like
amazing.
I do like cheese, just my stomach does not.
I was gonna say I like
but
cheese.
Americans like to drench shit in it.
You can get crispy cornmeal, catfish, and shrimp. Again, delicious with you and your love of seafood. I'll be really honest. Well, the country Cuban sandwich sounds
the chicken sandwich.
Tasty.
The chicken
sandwich sounds good. The chicken sandwich is fried cherry peppers, slaw, barbecue aioli, and potato bites. They also have a barbecue platter.
So they still do have the barbecue then.
The desserts they have
pulled pork.
Yeah, if you want desserts there they have a plant-based dessert which is pear oat cobbler, which actually doesn't look that nice. And then they have a house-made pudding and a seasonal monkey bread. So I don't know what seasonal monkey bread in the end of winter going into spring is. But
I don't know, but monkey bread is amazing, but who knows what a seasonal means?
It means they could do what they want. That's what they can do. They can add whatever they want to it.
Let's go ahead and make Anthony happy and talk about Wondrous Journeys. Wondrous Journeys is the new fireworks show. That is what I did after I ate at Cafe Orleans. We ate inside, by the way, before I move on, I guess. We ate inside at Cafe Orleans. That's just where they sat us. And I was taking a couple pictures before I left, and the cast members took it upon themselves to give me a little bit of the history of the place, which I thought was cool. I didn't really know it. I knew it was original to New Orleans Square, but I was taking a picture of the espresso machine, and one of the cast members said, "Oh, there's a picture right over there of Walt with that very espresso machine." So then I went and turned and looked at the photo, took a picture of the photo, and they're like, "Yeah, so this building was original to New Orleans Square. It has been remodeled, but like the stained glasses here is originally picked by Walt Disney, so that was kept when we remodeled it. And the espresso machine was bought in Italy with Lillian, and it actually has had a place here. We don't make espresso with it anymore, but it is just
legit.
Yeah, it is an ornamental piece, and they're like about 20 years ago when the place was remodeled, one of the managers was on the verge of getting rid of it until somebody actually told him, no, you can't get rid of that. Walt Disney picked that out himself, so it has stayed. But the aesthetic inside is really nice. It's kind of quaint. It's cool, and I thought that was cool that it was kind of not busy anymore. It was already, right about 9 o'clock. It was already right about 9 o'clock, and they just, they didn't have to do anything, but they took their time. 3 or 4 of them took their time to talk to me and give me some of the history of the building, which I thought was really cool, and stuff that I actually didn't know because I don't have any particular, affection for Cafe Orleans necessarily, but it was cute. The food was good enough that I would eat there again, and the whole vibe was just kind of cool. But then
I was sitting inside.
It was nice. We were kind of next to where the bar is, where they serve drinks, and there was only one other table behind us. It's not very big inside. There's only like maybe 6 tables inside. Most of the seating.
Seen it inside.
Yeah, most of the seating is outside, and it was kind of nice to be inside because it was chilly. So we just got lucky. Oh no, we can seat you inside. Okay. Like I didn't think either way. I really thought, okay, I'm going to sit outside because most of the seating is outside. And nope, they're like, no, right here.
The last time I ate there, I was outside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So over to Wondrous Journeys, because I like the spot in front of Small World because it's a lot more open than Main Street as far as people, and you can kind of see. So this is what I noticed different as opposed to any other time I've seen fireworks in front of Small World, which is a lot because that's my preferred spot. They had tape on the ground. And that Anthony, what's the name of that that kind of terrace to the right as you're walking towards Small World? It's where they've done the extended queue for Small World is usually on that side. Now it's used for character meet.
Where Mary Poppins and the characters are.
Yeah, Mary Poppins and
that little raised area.
Yeah, it has a name, but I can't think of it.
Does it have a name?
I thought it did.
I thought it was just part of the old school motorboat section, though. Shit.
Yeah.
No, the raised section was built for Light Tragic.
Right. And it's still there, but right in the middle of it, there's a staircase right in the middle of it. And
right.
That was the separation for the 2 places you could stand to watch the fireworks. And it was taped down, and there was a cast member in between directing people, like, you can't stand in this area. And then on the 2 sides, it's bricked. It's bricked off the slurry. You can't stand there either. And they're making sure to tell people, no, we have to keep this as a walkway. I was like, whoa, that's new. I've never seen tape in that area, and I've never seen them say you can't stand over here. Actually kind of worked out for me because I wasn't up at the front. I was towards the back, right in behind the taped line. So I really did have a kind of quote unquote front row view because it was just a crowd in front of me, and I could kind of get my phone up to take some pictures and stuff. This show, I thought it was amazing. And Anthony kind of told me he watched a video and thought, wow, this is really good.
Yeah, I've watched videos of Wondrous one end of the parade. And it immediately, I watched a video of somebody who had a front center seat right in front of the castle, probably the most perfect place you could probably watch it. And it just blew me away. It immediately jumped into the top 5 of all-time best shows. It jumped ahead of the original Final Sea in the Sky, which was holding probably around number 5-ish. Yes. It's definitely ahead of. It jumped ahead of, I think. I don't know. I'm still. I'd have to watch it again, and I would. If I ever get to see it live, it might change my mind, or it might not. I still don't know whether it's above Remember. Remember to me Remember is number 1 as far as fireworks shows, and it's the gold standard as far as I'm concerned. But it's right there. I mean, they flew 3 things on the wire, Dan. It's
I didn't see that because of where I was.
But I was definitely not expecting 3 things to fly across that wire. They've never done 2, have they, Michael?
No.
Let's do 3 in one show?
So, because I watched in front of Small World, so I didn't see the things flying. But what I did notice was that the digital mapping looked the clearest I've ever seen.
God damn, the projections, the evolution of the projections from what we first saw in 2015 for the 60th show, when we first put those projectors in, to what we're seeing now is so. The evolution is amazing. It just looks so. It looks so seamless. The way that it's projected on the castle, where it used to be, where they started out just some random signs and random pictures on the castle. They're doing whole scenes that are specifically been edited to go onto the castle. So I assume that they're also specifically editing the projections that are going on to Small World, and then specifically editing the projections that are going on to Main Street, and then specifically editing the projections that are going onto the river. So because it looks flawless.
That's one thing that I noticed. It seemed to fit what we were watching it on. Like it was meant to be on that screen. That's how freaking good it was. I even went so far as to, again, I watched it in front of Small World. I didn't watch it in front of the castle. So I didn't see the things flying over, which I'm used to. I don't care. That part doesn't bug me when it was just, Tinkerbell, or when it was The House and Up, or whatever the show was. I get that. But now when I kind of do want to watch it in front of the castle after you saying what you said. But in the main fireworks, of course, happen behind, in Toontown. I don't even think they were needed. Like, I think more fireworks kind of went off the castle than what I saw, because I kept seeing stuff back there. But I don't even think this, because they do two versions like normal. They do one with fireworks and one without. And from what I saw at Small World, they don't need the fireworks.
It doesn't need the
all.
fireworks.
The music and the projections alone are enough to get to get you emotional.
And you know what? And say that out loud is, I think that's the key to having it be. You could say that it's better than Remember, because Remember needs the fireworks.
Yeah. Like I even asked my brother, this didn't seem like
you need that battle between the Matterhorn and the castle, and the fireworks that are coming from the Matterhorn, and all the stuff that's going on. You need that for Remember to be amazing. If you take that away, Remember is just Julie Andrews being amazing. Otherwise, this show, you could take away all of the fireworks, and it's still amazing. And it'll still bring tears to your eye by the end, because it's so amazing, and the music and the editing of two different kinds. Let's talk about the music. The editing of lyrics from one song with the music from another song. Did you notice all of that?
I don't think I caught that, but I did notice that Immortals wasn't the original version.
Different instances where it was the theme from one song with the lyrics for another song playing, but it worked.
I'll have to watch my own video, I guess.
The mix on that is, I can't even. It was so good.
Michael, watch this. Make it a point to watch this. It was that good. Like I was surprised. At the end, I was like,
want to watch it either online.
No, that show is the music, the editing, the cuts, everything is just they see things across the wire.
I like stuff, Michael, but this one, I really, at the end, I was like, I told my brother right then, I'm like, the digital mapping, oh my God. And I told him, is it just me, or did this not need fireworks at all? I've seen Mickey's Mixed Magic and these other shows on nights where they just do the projections and not the fireworks, and with the fireworks. And there's a noticeable difference. This one, I was like, you don't even need it.
No.
You can be here on a Tuesday and watch this show and think you got the full experience. And I don't even think there were as many fireworks as there is on a normal show.
No, there isn't. I was kind of like paying attention. I was like, there doesn't seem. There's a lot of the lower fireworks that they could do anytime. Which I would be fine if they still did those smaller fireworks. But the big fireworks up in the sky, it didn't seem like. Even the finale didn't seem like it was the big, boom,
boom, boom, light up the entire sky.
30 seconds of boom, 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 boom. There wasn't that. The boom, 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 boom was coming from the screen and from the music and the emotion of everything that you were seeing in the projection.
Yeah, it was that good. And Gina, I suggest when it's not your birthday and you're shutting down Carthay to go check it out, because that was the original plan. The original plan was to meet up with them.
We were gonna go have a drink at Carthay and then go watch the fireworks, but we ended up with a spot at the bar, and we had an awesome bartender, and then a CM was at the bar with us, and so we were just like the bartender was making drinks for me, and we had a gift card, so like I was able to get these awesome drinks from Greg, the bartender, who was just like making them on the fly. And the next thing we knew, we shut down Carthay. I was not drunk. I was tipsy, but I was not that drunk. But because we spaced them out, we were there for hours. We were there for probably three and a half hours.
You had to be, because you were there. I think you were there before my reservation at like 8:00, and then still there when I left the park.
Well, we had been like I said, like 2023 has not been that kind to me. And so we were like, you know what? We're putting that aside and we're just going to have a great birthday. So I do want to go see it. I think you're right, because I have seen, I saw the video you took of it, Dan, and put up. And I've seen some others, and it really looks good. I don't really care for fireworks. So I really like the fact that you can go and see this, even if there's no fireworks. I'd probably enjoy it better. I'm not one for fireworks. I'm weird that way, but yeah, it looks really beautiful.
I kind of want to watch videos of it from all the different places.
Mm-hmm.
I want to watch the video of the Rivers of America, because I know that there's videos of it in all the different places. So I want to watch the videos of it from all the different places. I had actually planned on watching it at least one other time before we recorded, but then I forgot.
Yeah.
But I do want to watch it from different places, because I want to see what the experience is at the different places as far as how the projections look and everything. Because you said Dan, you saw it from Toontown. So what was that like?
Yeah. I look at what I told you.
Right.
I was amazed just from that, and then I have seen some stuff
from there. So I mean, imagine what you get from the castle.
I didn't even think about editing to fit onto whatever the screen actually was, but now that you said that, and having just seen some pictures of in front of the castle, you're right. Like, it probably is edited to fit on that as the screen,
right?
Which is pretty cool, because I did notice that. You know how sometimes the projections before, you can see the characters, but it's like it's a little distorted because there's a backdrop right here, just a natural facade of the building.
Right.
Messes with the thing. That was not this at all.
Before we're projecting.
I'm sorry, say one more time. Cut out.
Before, I think what they were doing, all they were doing was projecting. They were projecting images. Now they're presenting a story.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's did they just upgrade their machines just recently?
I would 100% believe that, without even knowing that whether that's a fact. I 100% believe it.
Oh, Diggs is the one to ask, and I'm sure they did. I know they did for one.
Supposedly there was. I'm not sure if it was just recently or last year, the end of last year. I heard that they put a new system in for the projectors. I don't know what it was, or
if you say that they replaced the projectors on one, I also believe that 100% too, based on having watched that. I believe you about one if they replace the projectors on that, because that was noticeably better too.
Yeah, that's my plan tonight. My plan tonight is to try to check out one. I don't have anything else planned. I'm sure we're going to eat somewhere for the challenge, some kind of a snack somewhere. But my plan tonight is to try to watch one. I'm going to try the second show, because as the park closes down, it's usually people start to leave. So I can find I have been the walk-up spots, the standby spots. I kind of know where I can stand to watch it for a good view and when to get there, but there's always the chance they're going to let us into standby spots, because the second showing is never as full as the first one. So that's what I'm going to try to do tonight, and I'll let you know. The next episode we'll talk about that.
The video I saw was from somewhere more to the left, and that seemed like a kind of ideal spot to watch it, rather than being more centered. Because the spot that that whoever was they seemed to be in, it seemed like you could see all three screens from that side. If you're
in center, it's kind of hard. Yeah, it's kind of hard.
Seems like it's hard to see all three screens.
Yeah, it is.
Or off to the left, you can see all 3 screens, and
Just
it
because
seems
the
like
angle you're at.
the ideal spot for that. Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll see how that works and if I'm able to do it.
I'll watch that again before the next podcast if we're gonna talk about that one then.
Okay.
Let's just wait till after the first weekend of March.
Oh yeah. Well, that's actually not that far away, so but knowing our schedule, yeah, that'll probably happen. I'm sure I've only got today planned. I don't have anything planned to go until after, I think on St. Patrick's Day, actually, is the day we actually have Riverbell booked. I don't
You'll
think
be busy when I'm going.
What's that? I don't know.
You'll be busy.
I have no idea. I got to look at my calendar. I got to see what's going on. If one of those is a Friday and I can make it, yeah, I'll pop in to say what's up and see what's going on.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, I was gonna do just Thursday Disneyland and the DCA, but I ended up getting hooked up and I got the military park hoppers.
Okay. Cool.
So yeah, I'll be.
It doesn't matter which one I book now because the 11 a.m. Park, I won't get there.
Yeah, I know. Thank goodness on that one too. I was shitting on that one.
Yeah, that's actually kind of nice that you can do it a little earlier. What else?
That's definitely good to know. I was thinking about that fireworks show because I had people tell me about that, but some were like, "Oh, hit the river, so it's not that bad." But a lot of people are saying stay in the center by Carnation. So
yeah. And that's what that's the drag about Main Street is man, those trees in the middle just get in the way. That's always why I've preferred Small World, because I don't have that problem. But this one, if there's 3 things flying, I do want to find a place to get it. But that means I got to plan for that. It means I got to camp out a little longer in order to do that, which I'm fine. Like again, normally, we go with no plan. With no plan is maybe sometimes like, I kind of want to do this and anything else is just a bonus.
Sometimes we get lucky last minute.
Yeah. Sometimes you do. Sometimes you do get completely lucky last minute, and that's why I never plan most things. Just like let's go and roll with the flow and see what happens. And I've ended up doing some cool stuff, and it's just like that totally was a last minute thing. It just kind of happened. So that's
when are you going, Michael? To Disney?
I am going March 2nd and March 3rd. So it'll be Thursday and Friday.
We're going on the 11th again. That's when we have reservations. But if sometimes when stuff pops up, we'll go anyway. So we're trying to do more, like we like to do more of the spontaneous stuff. So if we wake up and there's reservations and we don't have anything going on, we definitely want to go.
Yeah, definitely. I'll be there. You know what I mean? I'm about to start. I already started watching Dance Fruit because I really want to eat something different. And right now, yes, I'm definitely getting a breakfast Ronto wrap.
Ronto wraps are the best.
Good, because the regular one is very mid. The regular one is very mid. I was like, this is a hot dog and pulled pork.
You know what?
I've never had a breakfast one.
I can get this at a freaking ball game.
No.
How dare you?
The breakfast ones are the absolute best.
Not the breakfast one, the regular one.
Yeah, the regular. So I don't like the regular one. I like the vegetarian one better. So if I can't get a breakfast one, I actually prefer the vegetarian Ronto wrap. I think it's tastier than just the regular Ronto wrap. But the breakfast one, I'll go there every time.
Cabbage?
Yeah, because I like the taste of that. The sausage with the other slaw stuff, it doesn't do it for me. But I kind of only eat there for breakfast. I really don't.
Well, breakfast is superior.
It really is. And I'm not a breakfast eater, but I like the breakfast shawarma if I'm at DCA, and you have to have it with that spicy syrup. The spicy syrup makes it. And then the breakfast Ronto wrap. But that breakfast chimichanga that's over by Thunder, you can keep that. That's disgusting.
That will mess your stomach up after.
Wait, what was it again?
I've never even heard of that.
The breakfast chimichanga?
Is that new?
It's
been around for a while.
It is so bad. It is so bad. It's like,
I commend you for trying it.
Well,
It's like ghetto Tommy's in the morning.
I heard about how great it was. Like everybody was like blowing smoke about this freaking chimichanga. So I went there alone and I was like, I'll just try it because I'm like right here. And I tried it. I threw most of it away. I had like 4 bites and I was like, nope, I'm not wasting calories on this. I like threw it away. I called it a loss and I got myself a churro and like made up for it. It was so disgusting.
That's the average. They just, after a couple bites, that's it.
Oh, it was so disgusting.
Yeah.
understand people who like it. I mean, good for them. May they enjoy it, but no, the only breakfast foods, like breakfast, I usually like there, but not that chimichanga. Y'all can just keep walking past that sucker. No, thank you.
Yeah, I love breakfast. I just don't love getting up for breakfast.
Facts.
So
Like,
it's
I
that's
don't
a
know why
chore
they
for
messed it
me.
up.
That's a chore for me because I got to make the long drive
Mhm.
in, right? But I'm not gonna lie, Gina and her husband, they're kind of getting me in the okay. I think and my brother, like we can actually do this and get up and get there, not a rope drop necessarily,
Yeah,
but shortly
but
after, and do a bunch of different things before the crowds start to roll in. And then, like as evidenced yesterday, when I checked out the gallery, had a couple of pictures taken, including one with Minnie, and just okay. I'm starting to see the value in that, and because I've always been I'm going to close the park down, kind of guy because I don't have to get up early. I see the value to both, and I can do that because of the pass. So that's fine. I'm sorry, because of the magic key. I can do that.
It's a pass. You don't have to be a dick about it.
Master.
We're gonna use the Perspire key.
Yeah,
Be
I
keyhole.
have the Perspire key.
Are they officially sold out again?
I don't.
I don't think the
That-
Inspire is. All the
I don't
other ones
know
are.
what it is.
Those are
But
magic key
other
people.
ones
I
are.
don't
Which
know.
one's the
I was so
the
close to
lowest
getting
one
it.
now?
No, it's the top one.
The
Oh,
top one is
one.
the Inspire one
Oh.
that has the blackout dates and stuff now, which is fine. I mean, I don't generally want to go those 2 weeks at Christmas anyway, because it
So it's
is
the only way to go the 2 weeks of Christmas now to get a
Day ticket.
Regular ticket.
day
day
ticket.
ticket.
Yeah.
So like not
Yeah.
even.
Unless
Is there even a Premier Pass equivalent now?
No,
No.
there's no such thing.
Okay.
Not at the
No
moment.
such thing.
And it
Till after the
was
expires are
still
done.
wall-to-wall people because these vloggers bought day passes, so I was watching some of what they I wanted to see. I'm like, oh, let's see how busy it is. Packed, wall-to-wall people. So Disney knows that they don't have to, like, they don't need a pass holder, keyhole person during those 2 weeks. Not necessary. They're fine. So and a lot of people who had keys paid for the day pass, and I'm like, get therapy. You don't need to go for those 2 weeks. You're gonna be okay. I promise.
Anyway, we survive. Anything else? I think we ran the gamut of what I kind of had
When you go to Universal,
in
then
thoughts. I don't have anything booked for right away for Disney after today, so I'm hoping in the next couple of weeks to get to Universal. I had thought about Sunday actually, but I'm blocked out on Sunday, and that's because of the opening of Super Nintendo World, which
okay.
we already ranted about that. So I'm not so concerned about doing Super Nintendo World. Again, it is kind of what it is, but just to get to the park and
If you get there while Lunar's still going on, go check out Hollywood and Dine. Maybe go have something there.
yeah, hopefully next weekend. It depends what's kind of going on. They can get away a little bit on Saturday night next week to just kind of chill out for a little bit. Because the ride there, if you don't deal with traffic, it's 1 hour there and 1 hour back from my house, so it's pretty simple. As long as I can get there before 6 and get my free parking and just upgrade to preferred, right, Anthony? Parking Woody Woodpecker.
No, I'm not going to do that. And I don't feel like paying extra money to park just to park closer. I would like to park closer, but I don't know if I want to pay to park closer. Do you have any desire to try out that chocolate place now that it's open?
I didn't even know what the chocolate place was until I saw everybody posting about it.
It's a chocolate place.
That's great. Do they serve food?
I
They serve just chocolate?
I assume they serve
chocolate
food.
soup,
It's
Augustus
big
Gloop
for
style,
them,
or what?
just,
no, it's a restaurant style.
It's
an
an
actual restaurant.
well, yeah. I mean, it used to be
Yeah,
Hard
it's an actual restaurant.
Used to be what?
Hard Rock.
Oh, where the Hard Rock was. Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, where Hard Rock was.
I know exactly where it's at.
Yeah, now it's a steampunk chocolate.
Okay. I'll wait till the hype
And
dies down.
restaurant.
I'll wait till the hype dies down and then just walk in.
It looks cool.
Everybody was ranting about it, raving about it. I got reservations.
It's kind of
Don't
like
care.
what is that, Salt and Straw?
So,
Yes.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
It gives that same vibe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Eventually, we'll see. I'm
Yeah.
not in a rush.
No.
We got the rest of 2023 on my pass, so it'll eventually die down.
Whoa.
I'm gonna. Oh,
I guess.
yeah. I'm gonna look and see what. Oh, he's back.
Okay, he's back.
I'm gonna look and see what Universal looks like right now because it just opened it at 9:30. Oh my god, the place was
There you go.
wall to wall freaking people. So it ain't that big, guys. Like honestly, it's not that big.
Did
So,
you see? I want to go back and see if there's any good video of the thing from Friday.
what thing from Friday?
The official grand opening thing with the
Oh, with the
Friday.
yeah.
Because look at the guy who's the head of Nintendo was there,
I know
and
was
he
there.
never
Yeah.
goes out. He never goes out apparently.
Well, he was there today, right? That was he
Yeah.
was there today. He was doing ribbon cutting.
Was
That was today.
too? Yeah, because apparently that guy never goes out. Apparently he hardly ever leaves Japan. Let's put it that way. So
Right.
yeah,
And then Park President with
and Chris Pratt was there.
Well, they're not the god freaking Bob Iger, so
Those projectors were badass.
So I don't know. Anything else? Or are we done? Ready to call
No,
it?
I think that's it. Yeah, no, I mean I got stuff to do, and
Yeah,
we
me
all
too.
got stuff to do.
Yeah.
Dane has a park to go to.
Later.
Enjoy one.
Yeah, hopefully I will. We'll talk about that next time.
Cool.
So you know where to find us on all the socials, but I think the closing has them anyway. So check all that out. Gina's got a cool video of Trader Sam's up right now that's doing well on the Taka.
Shocked.
Yeah, she's went slightly viral. People like it.
Around Disney. That's what we want. We want day drinking at Disney.
Disney adults. There we are. All right, guys. We'll call it. We'll talk soon.
All right.
Convo as always. See y'all soon.
Bye, guys.
Disney Culture is a part of the Extraordinary Culture podcast universe. Follow my Disney stuff on IG and YouTube at Dan's Disney Adventures. Follow my Disney stuff on TikTok at Danzig77. It's DANSZIG77. Thanks for listening. See you real soon.